Food shortages, shrinkflation, food price increases, cost of living are on the news daily. That's why we've made a garden based on the World War II Dig for Victory campaign. We are using our underutilised front garden to improve our food security, and I hope to inspire you to do the same. I'm Kirsty, my husband's Dean. Welcome to Hartsonville Homestead. This is the area I have to work with. Our house was built in 1936, so it's highly likely that this was used for this reason. So I'm basing it on this plan. It's the Grow for Winter as well as Summer guide that got posted to everyone in the UK during the Second World War. And the plot size is 90 inches by 30 inches, so I'll be making 3 30 by 30 beds out of pallets. I've also made this that I'll put on our Buy Me a Coffee page for free, and it just makes it a bit easier to see what needs planting each month. So broad beans, February, parsnips, onions, shallots, etc. And this is just the rough guide. I will put the proper one linked in the description below. To make it easier to know what I'm doing month by month, just got one of these seed holders. I know it's the wrong way. I figured that out when I was halfway through and I didn't want to redo it. So I've just separated and put into new seed bags the amount of seeds that I need, and then it's not mixed up with all my normal seeds that I use every day. So this is February. We've got broad beans, parsnip, onion and shallots, and if I haven't got room to put them in here, so the shallots are about this big, I've just put a note so I know what I need to be doing, and then I don't always have to have my sheet of paper with me. So then March, same again, so I've just put a note that'll be if I start it indoors, I need you to start now. I've also put the varieties on. I'll add them to the Victory Garden printout, what varieties I'm using. Now there again, potatoes early and where to put them. Obviously there's no room for the potatoes in here. And then I can see at a glance what I need to put in what month, and it keeps me on track. Here I've got a pumpkin instead of marrow because we don't eat marrow. So I thought a pumpkin in the Halloween variety will be great because it's in the front garden anyway, and that's why we put our pumpkins there for Halloween. Tomatoes, so I've already got them started and where I'm popping them, because it does say about putting them in a coal shed, but obviously I don't have one of them. Not many people do now, so I'm going to put them in the mini greenhouse. June. That's them all. I need the space of 30 inches. Well, that's perfect because then I don't have to remove these slabs. And 90, so I'll go this side. Got that tree to repot as well. I'm hoping I can get 3 beds along this area. That is absolutely perfect. There'll be a bit of wiggle room. But that'll be ideal. It also says about putting some marrow in a compost bed. I won't be putting compost out the front, so what I'll probably do is put another bed here, and put maybe some manure in and use that as a compost area. And it also says about using a coal shed for tomatoes. I don't have a coal shed, but I do have that little greenhouse out the back that we're not using, and we need to move to put the guinea pigs there anyway. So I'm thinking of putting that here and putting 2 Tigerella tomatoes in, and then that should work for that. So it'll be in a L shape, but I'll still have plenty of front garden left to do other things with. What I need to do first is clear this space. I've got some brambles, some pots and a bush, so I'll do that now. Now for the raised beds, we are using pallets and we need 1 pallet per bed. I'm just breaking them up now. That's the first pallet dismantled. Now I want to sew on them. That's the first bed made. We've left the support beams high so we can cover it in netting if needed, and we'll probably put some slats across the top too. This is Lottie and Maisie Moo exploring the new part of the garden, and there's still space for the other 2 beds to be added. We also need to make the raised bed for the squash and move the mini greenhouse to there. I filled the bottom of the bed with cardboard, and now Dean is going to fill 2/3 to the top with well-rotted chicken manure. The manure has been broken down for over a year, and as you can see, it's made some magnificent compost. I'm starting the broad beans off. I'm using a dwarf variety so it doesn't go above our garden wall. I've got the Sutton dwarf. I'm just going to leave them overnight in some water. I've got that filled, I'm going to pop them in. We struggled to find more pallets to finish the raised beds, but we did manage to source some scrap wood that fitted perfectly. That's the 3 beds finished, now to fill them. We recently needed to purchase a new freezer, so the cardboard it came in was perfect for filling the bottom of the raised beds. That's the beds 2/3 full with chicken manure, and my dad managed to source 10 full pots of compost that were given away for free on Marketplace, so that's what we've topped them up with. That's them all filled and ready to plant. It is no longer recommended for onions to be planted next to beans and peas, but I do want to follow it properly, so what I'm going to do, I've just got an old bit of board. I'm just going to dig this in to separate them. Many people still use that method and have successful results, but it's not something I do. This is classed as bed C, so on this side it's going to be peas and beans, and this side it's going to be onions and shallots. So my first job now is getting some onions in. When we're doing the onions, I need 8 rows. So if I do, 8 this way, so it'll be 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. So there's 8 rows altogether. So I will do that now. These are just the onions I had left over. So I'm hoping they will be okay. These are the ones I put in autumn. Just say that shallots are going to be going in this bed too. I'm not sure how they'll fit, but we'll figure it out. That's them in. I'm not sure where the shallots are going to go, but it has fitted, and there's still room for the beans and peas, but they're not quite ready to go out yet because it is just the end of February. First thing planted.
Hi guys, it's me. I'm back once again. Just a quick word from our sponsors. That's me! Please like, subscribe and comment down below. Thanks a lot.
Well, luckily I came out when I did, so when I came out earlier everything was fine in here when I fed the chickens. Now, as you can see, the wind has blew everything off my temporary greenhouse. Now, luckily I'm going to plant the shallots today. Hopefully I haven't lost any. We got the broad beans out the other day, and this side of the shelving's okay, so it's March now. So I've got my leeks sown over there. I've got my sprouts in one of them. I need to get the potatoes in, I need to transplant the shallots, and I need to put some radishes in. I'm going to sow the radishes, so it says to sow every 2 weeks in a seed bed, so that's not included in this area. Just say it at the top about seed beds, so it's just extra space. So I was just thinking extra pots or something. So I've got a few of these, so I'm just going to sow 2 rows in there now, and then in 2 weeks time I'll sow another 2 rows in a different one. So I've got the potatoes to go in and the shallots to go in. Just looking at this, potatoes, so this is one 30-inch by 30-inch bed. That's a lot of potatoes going in that space, especially because I've got other potatoes to do and carrots to go in and parsnips to go in the same bed. But I know during the war they did plant things closer together. They got a smaller harvest, but they got more of them, so they had more food throughout the year. So I think that's what it might be. So I'm just going to put them in and hope for the best. So lettuce, it says to sow in between bed C crops, and that's going to be the onions and shallots. So I'm going to start the lettuce in module trays until everything's in the C bed, and then I can just plug any gaps with them. Hope you can hear okay in the wind. It's very windy today, so we've moved the mini greenhouse. I'll show you what's in there. I put the radishes on top there, and I'll put, in 2 weeks time, I'll put the next one on as well. So in here I've got the beans and the peas, and down the bottom that's where the tomatoes are going to go. Still got the raised bed to put here, or a tub or something for the squash. And I'm going to get the shallots and potatoes in now. But where the onions are coming up, as you can see, there's not much space at all for the shallots, because these actually bulb up and make a few. But I'm just going to pop them where I can and see what we get. I might just put a few out and put the others elsewhere. I've just put the shallots in any gap I can find. I do want to leave space for the onions and the shallots to actually grow, so I'm going to leave it like that. So that's the onions done. The potatoes I've just put in the centre, because I still need to put, sorry about the wind, so some other potatoes, carrots and parsnips in this bed, so I've just put them across the middle, and I've still got room for the other things. So that is February and March's Dick Victory Garden done. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll do an update at the end of each month and when I harvest. I'm also planning on a family ration challenge where we all eat, the family of 5 of us, going to use the Dick Victory rations for a month and see how we get on and see how this fares to what we're growing and what we're harvesting. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, everybody. Are you going to try a victory garden? Are you going to put something in? Has this inspired you in any way? Thank you for watching. Bye.
When are you recording?
What would you record?
Oh, God.